You know, some books just sell a lot of copies, but then there are others, the really rare ones, that seem to actually change people's lives. And Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist is definitely one of those. So, what is it about this simple little story of a shepherd boy that has resonated with millions and millions of people? Well, let's get into the story behind the story. I mean, pretty much everyone recognizes this cover, right? But the thing is, the story of how this book even came to be is just as incredible as the fable written inside it. It's really a tale about perseverance, not just for Santiago, the hero of the story, but for the author, who fought so hard just to bring him to life. And that really brings us to a question that sounds almost made up. How on earth did a book that sold exactly one copy in its first week become this massive global phenomenon? The answer, it turns out, is in two journeys that happened side by side, the author's and the one he wrote about. Okay, so let's start with the author's side of things, his own legend, you could say. Because to really get the magic of this book, you first have to understand the unbelievable real-life struggle it went through just to exist. So check this out. The book's journey was anything but a straight line to success. It came out in Brazil in 1988, and in that first week, it sold a single copy. One. Unsurprisingly, the publisher dropped the contract. But Coelho, he didn't give up. He found someone else who believed in it, and just by people telling their friends, sales slowly started to grow. Then, this American tourist just happens to find it in a bookstore, which leads to a deal in the US. And that's when things just exploded. Bill Clinton was seen holding it, Madonna was raving about it, and suddenly it was everywhere. It ended up on the New York Times bestseller list for more than 300 weeks. And this is where things get really cool, where the line between the author and the character just completely blurs. Coelho himself said, "I was living my own metaphor. I was following my personal legend." It's like he had to actually live out the book's philosophy. He had to trust his own dream when literally no one else did, just to get this story out into the world. Okay, so we've mentioned this idea of a personal legend a couple of times. It's really the heart of the entire book. So what exactly is this thing that both Coelho and his hero were chasing? Well, the book defines it pretty simply. It's what you have always wanted to accomplish. You can think of it as your life's purpose, your true calling. It's that big dream you have when you're young, before the world starts telling you all the reasons it's a silly or impossible idea. But of course, there's a huge obstacle working against this personal legend. The book calls it the world's greatest lie. And what's that lie? It's the belief that at a certain point in our lives, we lose control of what's happening to us, and our lives become controlled by fate. It's that feeling of just giving up, that nagging thought that our dreams are totally out of our hands. And this is the book's powerful answer to that lie. It's probably the most famous line from the whole story. And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. It's this core belief that if you truly, deeply want something, the world itself will start rearranging things to help you get there. All right, so with that whole philosophy in mind, let's finally dive into the fable itself. And like all great adventures, this one starts with a strange and persistent dream. So let's meet our hero. His name is Santiago. He's just a young shepherd out in the fields of Andalusia in Spain. Now, his parents wanted him to be a priest, but he chose to be a shepherd for a very simple reason. He wanted to travel and actually see the world. So Santiago starts having this dream, the same dream, night after night. In it, a little kid shows up, plays with his sheep for a bit, and then boom, magically transports him all the way to the Egyptian pyramids. And there, the child tells him, "If you come here, you will find a hidden treasure." But here's the frustrating part. Right when the kid is about to point to the exact spot, Santiago always wakes up. This dream is his call to adventure. And this dream puts him at a major crossroads. It forces him to make this huge choice between the comfortable, safe life he already knows and the scary, risky path of chasing a dream that might be nothing. And you can really see the stakes laid out here. On one side, you have the familiar, his flock, which is his whole life, the countryside he knows and loves, even a girl he's got a crush on. And on the other side, you have the dream, a dangerous trip to a foreign land, a treasure that might not even be real, and giving up literally everything he has. It all comes down to this one powerful moment, as he's standing in front of a ticket booth to Africa. The way he sees it is so clear and simple. He says to himself, "Here I am, between my flock and my treasure. This is it. This is the point of no return." And he makes the choice. Santiago sells his entire flock. I mean, that's his job, his savings, his entire world, all for one ticket to Africa.
This is the big moment of commitment. This is where his journey to find his personal legend truly begins.
Now, Santiago's journey is long, and it's filled with all kinds of lessons. But the book's biggest message, its ultimate takeaway, actually comes from a little story he's told near the beginning. It's a parable that reveals what a wise man calls the secret of happiness. So the story goes like this. A boy is sent to a wise man to learn this secret. The wise man gives him a strange task. He says, "Go explore my amazing palace, but while you do, you have to carry this spoon with 2 little drops of oil in it, and you cannot spill them." So the first time around, the boy is so focused on not spilling the oil, so anxious, that he sees absolutely none of the beautiful things in the palace. He comes back, the oil is safe, but he can't describe a single thing he saw. He completely missed the point. The wise man sends him back. This time, the boy makes sure to look at everything, the art, the gardens, all of it. He's amazed. But you can probably guess what happens. He comes back, all excited, looks down at the spoon, and realizes the oil is gone. And that's when the wise man tells him the secret. He says, "The secret of happiness is to see all the marvels of the world and never to forget the drops of oil on the spoon." So what does that really mean? Well, it's about balance. It means the goal isn't just to chase your big dream no matter the cost. The real secret is to go after your personal legend, to see all the amazing things the world has to offer, but to never, ever forget about the simple, important things you have to take care of every day, your drops of oil. And that kind of leaves us with a big question to think about. Not for Santiago, but for ourselves. What's your personal legend? And maybe just as important, what are the drops of oil that you're trying to carry on your own journey?